the platform has finally revealed how its algorithm works. The posts that show up in your feed are based on three main factors. So there are also three secondary factors that contribute to the algorithm. Hey, this is Chia from Brand24. Welcome to the Social Recap, our rundown of all the latest highlights and trends from social media and digital marketing news. So let's start with Instagram. The platform has finally revealed how its algorithm works. The posts that show up in your feed are based on three main factors. First, your predicted level of interest, which takes your past interactions with other posts into consideration. Second, how fresh the post is, giving priority to newer ones. And third, how close you are to the user that posted. So the algorithm will show you more content from users whose posts you've commented on, from those who have mentioned you, as well as from users who've ever tagged you in any of their own posts. So there are also three secondary factors that contribute to the algorithm. These include how many accounts you follow, how often you use Instagram, and how much time you spend there. So if you follow a bunch of accounts, the algorithm will show you posts from a large selection of people. So you don't just see posts from the same 5 users all the time. And how much time you usually spend on Instagram will tell the algorithm how deep it needs to dig into its inventory to show you the best stuff. You'll just see a few of the top posts if you only spend a couple minutes at a time on Insta, but if you stay longer, you'll find a deeper selection of posts that the algorithm essentially curates for you. So the good thing is that Instagram doesn't hide any posts, so if you stay on the platform long enough, you will eventually see every single post from every single user in your feed. And now, according to recent rankings from Alexa, the top 3 most popular websites in the US are Google, YouTube, and Reddit, which has even pushed Facebook down to number 4. Plus, Reddit beat out every other website for the length of time spent on site per session, along with the number of daily page views per visit. Users spend on average about 15 minutes per visit on Reddit, 7 minutes on Google, and 8 minutes on YouTube. Facebook, despite recently getting dethroned by Reddit, had the second highest attention span among its users with 10 minutes per visit. So Reddit recently had a little facelift, which has no doubt improved its user experience, encouraging people to visit more often and just spend more time on the site. But Facebook's data security leak has likely affected its popularity among users, impacting the social media giant to more than it's willing to let on. And as if this wasn't enough, it looks like teens are starting to leave Facebook for other social media platforms. According to the latest survey from the Pew Center of Research, 95% of teens in the US have access to a smartphone, which is more than the number with access to a laptop or a computer. This makes visually powered sites like YouTube, Insta, and Snapchat even more appealing than Facebook, at least to this newer generation of mobile natives. So a recent survey among teens ages 13 to 17 revealed that approximately 85% are on YouTube, 72 on Instagram, 69 on Snapchat, and just 51 on Facebook. So just a couple years ago, 75% of teens were on Facebook, making this a significant drop among younger users over just a few years. So now Facebook is still implementing a series of changes in response to its data security leak. One of them includes getting rid of trending topics. This highly criticized feature was a pain in the neck for the platform, since it was accused of showing bias and helping distribute fake news. Trending topics will be replaced with 2 new features, breaking news and Today It. So breaking news will be available for 80 select publishers in North and South America, India, Australia, and Europe, and it will let these publishers label stories as breaking news. So the feature Today In will connect users to breaking news in their cities and notify them of important updates from local officials and organizations. Meanwhile, without focusing on teens, Pinterest is actually growing at an astounding rate, faster than both Twitter and Snapchat. So even though Twitter and Snap still have a lot more active users, at least for now, Pinterest has already gained 50 million new users since September, while Snap added 25 million and Twitter 9 million since last year. So it looks like Pinterest will hit 250 million monthly active users any day now. It still has a long way to go before catching up to Twitter and Snap in terms of audience size. However, the platform has recently come out with a number of brand-friendly features, and considering the way that users use the platform to visually bookmark products of interest, this will be really attractive to brands who are eager to promote their products to a highly targeted audience who are pretty much ready to buy. And a big announcement from Snapchat is that it's building its own developer platform, which means they're gathering up to grow their brand beyond the app. SnapKit will let developers bring the augmented reality camera outside of Snap, making it more accessible to a wider audience, not just teens. And once it's ready, users will also have the option to log in with Snapchat across external apps. Engaging developers with its API was a key step for Facebook years ago that helped them make them what they are today. And by giving developers the capacity to extend its augmented reality capabilities outside of its own app, Snapchat may be able to increase its share of the AR lens market even further. So now, what's the next step once a platform has established a sizable audience? Usually it'll start to test different ways it can tap into its ad potential. Google has decided that it's time to explore audio ads within streaming music services like Spotify. The ads will be supported by DoubleClick, a programmatic ad platform. So brands that use DoubleClick will be able to buy streaming audio ad space on Spotify, SoundCloud, and soon even Pandora. So audio ads are becoming increasingly popular, and for good reason. Technology like Google Home foresees the future disruption of SEO with audio search, making the audio space more and more important from various aspects. Just last year, audio ads generated $1.6 billion, which is a 39% increase from the previous year. And Pandora recently acquired an ad tech company called AdsWiz that created its own programmatic ad platform for $130 million in stock. And last but not least, Facebook, Messenger, and Instagram are releasing new camera features to celebrate Pride Month, and they will be available to users throughout the year. Just search for FB Pride, no spaces, on Facebook, and look for stickers, text, and all kinds of other effects in the camera. They'll be on Facebook, Messenger, and Instagram. Users will be able to take a picture, add some new effects, and then upload them directly to their feed or stories all year round. So that's it for this episode of the Social Recap. Don't miss out on the latest trends and highlights in social media and digital marketing news. Subscribe to the Social Recap on YouTube for more inspiration, insights, tools, and tips. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye.